If you read some research, your daily decision just on food alone is about 200 decisions on a daily basis. Well, what to eat, what time to eat, whether I should eat this or not, etc., and where to find them. Those already just on food alone is a good 200 decision. Just imagine that if your AI can help you elevate some of these and making these decisions easier for you, finding the right food for you easier, that I think will be very useful for the individuals.
Hello, Alan. You are a Singaporean-based entrepreneur and the founder of the Park Hotel Group, co-founder of Move Repeat, chairman of Revel, and principal at Seveno Capital. So welcome to Modern Healthspan, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
So, Alan, so you started in the hotel business, but you've also co-founded and invested in a number of kind of health-focused companies. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey and why you're now focusing so much on the health space?
Yes, I have started in the hotel industry and founded Park Hotel Group about 20 years ago, 21 years ago now. So I have been like most like a workaholic, working 12, 15 hours a day, including weekends. So and literally living a very unhealthy lifestyle. I wasn't eating healthily, wasn't doing any exercise for a good 10 years. And I found myself some health issues, as well as literally having learned some of our close friends and family, also how certain lifestyle are actually affecting their health. So I've gone into a journey of discovery from just attending a yoga class myself at a yoga movement, to finding out more about what kind of nutrition food I should be eating and consuming, etc. So it is a personal journey that has lead me down this road. But on the business side, it's actually how I started with yoga movement was and end up co-founding uh, Move Repeat with my partner, and now we owning yoga movement, strong Pilates in Singapore, as well as Revel training across Asia Pacific. So that is the first part of my wellness business journey, I would say. And then I have uh, further get into the industry and finding out, let's say for Seveno, we realized that there was a funding gap for a lot of the startup and founders and company that actually having very good positive impact to for their product and services, but they see that funding gap is pretty limited in Singapore or in Asia. So we have decided to let's support these founders and literally founded Seveno Capital as a impact fund, focusing on improving and extending human health span. And within Seveno, we also are invested in different companies, including a cabin company, the well estate, the longevity well, and more to come. So that's the starting point for the Seveno Capital. And the newest additional to our venture is the longevity and lifestyle medical group. Opening is first center called MORROW in Singapore end of this year.
Yes, and I'd love to dive into the kind of the whole investment thing kind of later on. So we'll definitely get there. I mean, it's interesting that you said that they couldn't get investment, so which kind of implies that people don't see that longevity is that big yet. But anyway, we'll come back to that.
Sure.
So you're based in Singapore, and we have spoken to some of the people from the NUS before about how seriously the government is taking like longevity and health span in Singapore. And so how do you see this? How do you see the government agenda in Singapore? Why is it so important for Singapore, for one thing?
Yeah. So as a background, there's a recent report by NUS called Healthy Longevity in Singapore. In particular, that report reported what Singapore is facing as a demographic. So by 2030, 5 years down the road, 1 in 4 residents will be 65 years old or above. And on average, these group of people will have at least 10 years of their life managing some form of chronic conditions or disability or assisted living. So literally, there's a gap in between lifespan, which is the report shown about 84 years in lifespan, but in Healthspan itself is actually 74 years. So there's a good 10 years between that gap. So the government is actually taking a lot of actions to kind of address this challenge between lifespan and healthspan gap.
It's interesting because in Asia, I suspect that the healthspan lifespan gap is probably shorter than it is in Western countries. It's probably even more pronounced, like in the US.
Yeah, so if you look at the WHO numbers, it is 10 years also, 9 to 10 years in WHO. That's a global figures. Singapore itself is the same. Some country, maybe US, is slightly worse according to the figures. But it's really, I think, overall on average, globally, 9 to 10 years is what we are talking about, and it is a long time. So someone is going to live in poor health during this 9 to 10 years, and this is something that what I have set up to assist as well from various companies that we are engaging in.
So what do we see, like the actual policies that the Singapore government is implementing to try and reduce this gap?
Yes, in Singapore context, the government is taking a multi-pronged approach from your, I think globally you call it a social insurance or pension fund equivalent in Singapore is called MediSave account for the locals, whereby the government is putting aside budgets and funding behind it to support the relative expenditure that individuals are expecting to needing for the last 10 years of their lifespan. So funding is one. The other is actually actively promoting a healthy lifestyle, whether it's the Health Promotion Board, which talk about a lot on nutrition and diets, having a balanced diet and also working with the food labeling industry, how to indicate level of sugar in your drinks and consumables, as well as recently they also are talking a lot about salt intake as well. Your salt, your oil, your sugar is something that we all need to manage. And on the other entity that the government have is sports and what they call active SG. So encouraging you to engage in some form of sports or activities, physical activity, as one key pillars to getting ourselves out of the seat, out of our sedentary lifestyle. So I think these two are key. And then of course, a different department are looking into mental wellness as well. So they are promoting mental wellness and how to seek help and counseling before it become a serious issue. So in particular in Asia, we tend not to seek help because it's have some form of negative connotation, and most of us here in Asia try to avoid seeking help, despite we may feel we need help. So it is some culture issue over here in Asia. So yes, it's literally a multi-pronged approach, and it is all down to a lot down to lifestyle. But then at the same time, of course, the medical component will come in to help those who need serious help as well.
When did this start, and do you see, do you see progress since it has started?
Yes, it actually has been on. A few of these has been ongoing. Some has been more prevalent after COVID, and I think in particular in mental wellness, I see a lot more predominant in the after COVID itself. So whether it's workplace, they introduce some form of coaching and mental wellness in workplace. Even teenagers, they also encouraging. We need to watch out whether our children are having too stressful moment at school or online bullying, for example. So a lot of these sometimes is out of our domain knowledge, but then the government is also promoting that should we need to seek help, there are avenue that we can go to on a private and confidential basis as well.
So Singapore is a small city. It was a city.
Very,
It's a small country.
yes.
Do you see that the kind of policies that the Singapore government is enacting would translate to bigger countries?
That's a good question. For Singapore, I think the benefit of it is quite small and is actually able to move faster, I think, for the Singapore government or even the private sector to test out certain concept or services and literally seeing the data and whether need to make further changes and refinement on their product or services. So I think that's the benefit for Singapore, able to move quite fast. But at the same time, Singapore is quite a diverse population as well. You have multiple races in Singapore, not just one. So it does have a bit more impact, at least across the Southeast Asia region as well. But at the same time, whether some of these learning can be taken out even further in the Western countries, I think that that will in the scientific field there will be some of these unidentified data able to share in the global scientific and research domain as well. So some of these will be useful for the research environment.
Yes, I think so too. And I think it's great that Singapore is kind of acting as like a little test bed where other people can watch and see what's happening. So you really represent the private sector, and that's kind of where your companies are, and as you move into health span, that's where you are. So what do you see as kind of the role that the private sector plays with the government doing its part?
Yes. Obviously, the government is taking the lead, and their board-based policy is across all Singaporean and all residents in Singapore. They're not like saying, "Oh, I'm segmenting into different market segment. I'm only targeting certain clientele." So I think that's what the board policy government has to take. And in terms of private sector, we can actually be very much personalized and identify a certain key market segment that we actually want to target. There are some longevity clinic in Singapore that is targeting pretty much the top 5 percentile of the populations. However, we are actually set out to target the masses, whereby we try to help those in the 50 percentiles, making it more accessible, more affordable, so that the individuals can actually able to afford this this service that we are offering. So and at the same time, maybe the government are taking care of the lower half of the population, and then for us is how do we focus on the top half of the population and yet tailoring the services or the convenience or the knowledge and know-how for these group of people, and especially will be very much personalized so that individuals can take action themselves and take ownership of their own health.
That is very important. And so what kind of I guess what kind of technologies or what kind of companies are you building that kind of democratize this ability, this access to Healthspan?
Yes. So basically in this field, the biggest cost is your professionals and doctors and expertise. They are highly educated. They are expensive. But the time they need to spend with you in order to educate someone about longevity and lifestyle offerings, that requires some critical time as well. So what we did is actually adopting technology and AI in order for us to actually bring down the cost. So a lot of the information and data will be feeding into the AI platform, whereby the system will help the professional to be more effective and efficient and at the same time being 24/7 available to the individual as well. So it's a win-win approach for both. And with that, actually a lot more personalized and customized insights can be provided to the individuals, whereby as mentioned earlier, it's about empowering the individuals with those insights that they can actually take actions. No point giving me tons of figures, but I don't know what to do with it. So it is really very important that, okay, identify the top two, three issues that I need to focus on, and that data coming back to me, and the AI are giving me that advice that are in accordance with the professional advice as well, yeah, so that me as individuals can make that decision on a daily basis. So that lifestyle change is all about your daily decision and daily focus. And consistency is going to be the key.
Right. So are you offering like are these like clinics or they're gyms or yeah, how does this actually get implemented?
Yes. So MORROW is opening 38,000 square feet center. It is a multifaceted space from diagnostic to lifestyle intervention to wellness and food and beverage offering and all that. So it actually is we try to help individuals to understand what is the daily things that they can do to improve their health. And we wanted this to be science-backed. That's why we have teams of experts and professionals to stand behind some of these recommendations that we are offering to the individuals. But as you say, it can be as simple as eating healthy. So at our F&B dining area, you'll be able to have healthy food. You can join us for cooking classes, for example. So, for example, we'll definitely be recommending exercise as one key component to living a healthy lifestyle. So we have a yoga studio, we have Pilates studio, we have strength and conditioning gyms to assist you. So it's, and then of course you have your other wellness treatments, massages, and your sauna and other contrast therapy as well. So literally a full range of holistic wellness offering that we are having at this center.
So will you provide medical help or would you kind of work with their existing doctors?
So yes, we welcome individuals with their existing doctor. We're not saying we want to replace your doctor at all. So if you have your own blood tests or other imaging reports, we are happy to look at that as well. So, but of course, we also have our own team of professional to review those as well. So we not necessarily here to replace anyone, but it's actually to enhance the offering and giving the individuals a holistic view of all their data. So you can have multiple data coming in from different individuals, from what I mentioned, from let's say blood work and imaging on the medical side, or on totally opposite side, which is your, let's say, your Oura Ring, your Apple Watches, all those data coming through these wearables are another scale of that data as well. So what we intended to with our AI platform is actually getting the permission and consent to provide all these data into one platform so that we can actually help you to analyze your data and give you insight on your data on a holistic front, not just one particular point of that data itself. And of course, we're also seeing the trend and giving individual the insight. If you do some actions, would that make any changes to some of these data that you store in your system? So we would like to keep providing this data and insight to the individuals. Let's say you want to lose weight, for example. So we'll show you based on your diet and food intake, and then your exercise, etc. You will track how you are progressing along some of your desired result, for example. So these are all very valuable insights. And to me, it is about seeing linking that actions to some form of data versus, let's say, in the current day, most gym, people kind of understand, yeah, I should go to the gym or go to yoga or go for a run to stay healthy. People kind of understand, but the question is, how does it impact me as my health data? So all these we hope to able to provide insight, linking actions to data, whereby those who actually become a motivator for the individuals, because they know if I do this, certain matrix is going to move and gear towards what they are desired. So the data, I always say data or numbers don't lie. So it's how we believe that numbers, that data can help us making the next right decision and next action to be taken.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, you can kind of do it yourself now, but it's a lot of work, right? You have to go and get your own blood markers, understand everything. And so having it all done for you and then have the AI look at it would be really helpful.
Yeah, so with the AI, pretty much everyone using it for research and finding questions that they may have current day already. So actually, the basic knowledge of how to live a healthy lifestyle is out there. But what we found is that it is not just the knowledge that is the problem, but I think there is so much different people are talking about different things, and whether that knowledge is considered science back or is someone some influencer just say, oh, I feel like this, and I say I've done this and I feel it's good. So some of these are just a personal opinion versus real science. So I think we need to be very careful with the information we consume, and that's why we set out and on a platform to ensure whatever on our platform is going to be science backed and be supported by professional and experts in each of the fields. So that's on information side. But then the other side is, even you know where to find the correct information, the most difficult part for people is actually taking action and making that change. Lifestyle change is difficult. It is difficult for most people. But what we'll encourage is actually people take small steps. Don't say, oh, I'm living I'm very unhealthy today, I want to be very healthy the next day. It's almost impossible. So it takes a lot of brain power actually for us to make that decision and to make that change. And in the world of health coaching, it's actually about how we get to the big why for each individual. Different people will have different ones. For myself, my real change come in is a moment whereby I have two young kids whereby I used to carry both of them, one left, one right on my hand, and they're adorable when they were young. But until I think my elder one reached 6 years old and my younger one was 4, I literally carried them, but then I couldn't stand up. It's a heavy squat for me. So I literally couldn't say. I realized that they have grown beyond my ability to carry them, and I told myself I have to go to the gym and strengthen my body up. And now today, 10 years down the road, I am actually stronger than my old self, and I can still carry both of them today, even they are teenager now. So I'm quite proud of that as a father, but I think that is the pivotal moment for myself. But that will be some other story and some other reasons for someone else. So finding that big why for each individual is going to be the key to driving sustainable change in your lifestyle, because we all need a reason to literally making a tough life decision, to making that change stick and continue sustaining it.
Yes. So you need the impetus to do it, but you also it's good to have the confidence that what you're doing is the right thing, which is
correct. Yeah.
what your system will be providing.
Yes. Yeah. So the other one is the health coaching. So we also have coaches to ensure we are actually buddying with you. So we will go through your health journey and health and wellness journey together. You are not we like to be with you all the time. So There's physical health coaching that you can attend to, but at the same time, our AI is actually acting like a 24/7 health coach digitally with you. So with that, actually, you carry the data, you carry the advice, you carry the whatever questions that you may have along with you. So that's the beauty of AI now, and most importantly, that is also the solution that we actually able to bring down that cost for the masses to adopt. So I think it's AI and technology is such a wonderful things that we have today.
So are you working with the team at NUS at all? Because they have a large longevity kind of factor there. Are you working with them?
No, we are not working with them directly at the moment, but I'm sure there are opportunity to collaborate once we have open.
Yeah. So speaking of once, so what is the time for Morrow to open?
Yes, we are looking at Q4 this year. So end of this year before Christmas, we'll be opening our door.
It sounds really interesting that. So thinking about Seveno Capital. So if we kind of turn to capital. So I was interested that you mentioned that there were companies that were looking for capital in the longevity space, but unable to find it. And yet also there's like reports showing that longevity, like AI, is going to be the next big thing. So it's strange that there's this disconnect between people willing to put capital in and
Yeah. Yeah, if you see the UBS report recently, is mentioning uh, in 5 years time the longevity economy will grow to about US $8 trillion. So it is a huge market as you mentioned, but I think the most of the fundings are going into bigger organization whereby there's already proof of concept already generating revenue or holding some form of IP in testing, etc. So I think the funding are going into that. But the missing gap we see is actually the early stage, the seed funding, the pre-Series A type of funding in this space is still pretty lacking, at least in Asia. So I think that's where we came in, and we say, okay, we'll come in to fill that gap, especially in the early stage investor, and how we can help some of these companies to drive impact in the health span and longevity space.
so Seveno Capital, what are you so can you introduce the company
Yes.
and
Yeah.
what is the vision for the fund?
Yes. So Seveno Capital is impact focused fund. So what we do is first filter for us is actually we ask anyone that approach us is that uh, whether demonstrate to us how are you impacting human health span. That would be our first filter. So first we will say we will need to see where are they targeting at, and what is the potential scalability of their product or services. So that's the starting point. And then after that is like any other typical VC funds, whereby you look at their founders' background, their ability to execute, whether they're holding certain IP that can protect and help them scale in the future, and all the investment measurement from your ROI, IRR, etc. So for us is we are providing the initial funding to support the founders, but at the same time we are actually giving them a platform because a lot of the founders look at it is like, other than funding, what can we help? So there's two key benefits of joining us at Seveno is that we have a large associated companies that are already in this space. So a lot of founders actually see as whereby it can be their test bed of their product or services using our existing network of companies, and we already have just on the exercise group itself, we already have like 250,000 user on our database, and of course the hotel group have a much larger database as well. So some of the founders see extremely important for them to literally test out their new product to market as well. And at the same time, what we do is we actually put in that financial and investment rigor into the organization as well, so that the founders can actually focus on that, whether it's technology or that creation and innovation in the forefront, but don't need to worry about some of the back end administrative or finance matter, whereby we are assisting them on that as well. So that's what we are offering at Seveno Capital.
So you said impact was like the number one thing, right? They have to make an
Yes.
impact.
Yes.
So how do you measure impact? And you said Healthspan. So could you kind of dive into that a little bit? I mean,
Yes.
so it is Healthspan, not lifespan in particular, that you're working on.
Yes. So we focus on health span, but in general, if you look at certain research, is that lifespan is actually positively correlated to health span. So if you're living a healthy life all this while, you're likely to have a longer lifespan. So that's a positive correlation there. But we want to focus on health span because we want to bridge that gap, that 9 to 10 years gap that WHO has identified. That is the gap that we believe is the most important. And whether your lifespan extend because you extend your health span, I think that one will just come naturally with that positive correlation. So health span is the focus for us, and basically there are what we call 6 pillars of longevity or lifestyle component to that. So we are evaluating the target company or investor company on each of the 6 key pillars of longevity, and we have a rating for it and see how are they impacting in each of these 6 areas. You don't need to impact on all 6 areas, but you may be focusing on one area. That's fine. But at the same time, we want to see what's the delta that can change. We need to see a certain improvement in that specific area of concern. Yeah.
Could you talk about what those 6 areas are?
Yes. So the six pillars are diet and nutrition. The second one is physical activity, which is exercise, sleep quality, managing stress management, and there's one is called positive social connection. And the last but not least is actually avoiding harmful substances.
Right. Okay. So you're looking for companies which are helping people in as many of those 6 areas as possible.
Yeah, at least one.
At least one. Yeah.
Yes.
So what time scale are you looking for returns in?
Yes. For our first portfolio, because we just started, we didn't want to put a time to it, so it's an open-end fund, so it doesn't have a deadline that we need to exit or otherwise. But we are actually planning for a second fund next year, whereby we'll put a 5-year horizon to it, and like typical funds, there's an option to extend for another 2 years, for example. So it's like a 5+1+1 kind of time horizon for our next fund next year.
Yeah, I guess I'm not that familiar with the way that the funding works, but okay, but I assume that you would have a target. So anyway, it would be like 5 to 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you talk which companies have you invested in so far in Seveno?
Yeah, so far we've invested in a cabin company, the Well Estate, as well as Longevity Well. So these are the 3 companies that we have invested in so far, and there's a few more in the pipeline, but we haven't announced it yet.
So if we kind of move to investment more widely, so investment in longevity in Asia, I mean, how do you see this progressing in Asia? Where do you see most of the investment going?
question. A lot are going into the pharmaceutical space or supplement space. I think those are the high margin areas. A lot are going into that. Then the other one is probably digital space, AI in particular. So there's a lot of kind of AI health app coming up as well. Then there are some on physical center and clinic like ours as well. So I think these are the three big components if you want to dissect the longevity investment space.
You're mostly focused within Asia at the moment, but are you looking more widely?
Yes, for Seveno Capital, actually, our next investment about to announce it actually is a European company, for example. So especially for Seveno, we are not just looking at Asia, but we are looking at a global stage. But more importantly is who who needs that funding more because ultimately for us is more focusing on bridging that gap. If someone is willing to fund a company or a founder on their merits, then we're happy for some other funds to be funding it. We don't need to fund everything that we come across. So literally we try to bridging gaps that funding gaps as much as possible. So that way we actually can imply more impact in the world.
Do you intend to take you're developing MORROW, right, which is this health center in Singapore? Are you planning to take that outside of Singapore and try and reproduce it in other areas?
Yes, certainly. So Singapore is just the first stop, and showcase what we can do at MORROW to the world. We definitely have expansion plan after let's say the first year we stabilize with our operation in Singapore. We do have plans to grow out of Singapore itself. So Hong Kong, China, Australia. I think these are some of the countries that we are already looking at. But we won't rule out in the longer time frame that we'll look to the Western country as well.
I mean, just thinking about it, it seems that the facilities like MORROW are expensive because they have real estate, right? So it's a big investment in terms of
Yes.
expansion.
Yeah. So the real estate part, because it's occupying large footprint, the real estate will be expensive. But actually the more expensive portion is actually all the professionals and experts as manpower, to be honest. So I think how we utilize their time with the combination of AI, that's going to be the main focus of ours and will be our main competitive advantage moving forward as well. It's literally adopting AI with professional with that real estate you mentioned. Is finding that fine balance between these three key component and yet able to offer to the general public at an affordable price. So I think that is the most important portion.
Do you see that AI will take over more of what the doctors your professionals are doing? That AI will become more capable, and then there will be. I mean, the thing is that there's so much work to do. It's not like the doctors are going to be out of business, right? But you could see that AI would become more capable, and so it would take a bigger part of the operation.
So I will see AI will become a very important tools for the doctors as well. So literally help them analyze the data and putting those data in front of the doctors and professionals, helping them make decision, helping them give advice in a more detailed basis. I think it is going to be hard for any doctor to read hundreds and hundreds of biomarkers and tell their patient what they need to do. So it is close to impossible for any doctor to do that. So what the AI does is literally able to help the doctor to already analyze and highlight certain important area of concern, so that the doctor can zoom in and take a look on a more detailed basis. And in the AI that we are developing, what I call it, or what the industry call it, is human in the loop. So it is not all automated. The AI do everything, and no one knows what the AI going to answer you. It's literally what we call human in the loop. Is that the AI will assist to to analyze and generate certain answers and advice, but the human, which is the doctor or your professionals, are going to confirm or make revision to what the AI recommended before it go out to the individual user. So I think that is the part whereby it is actually helping uh, the professional to be a lot more efficient in that sense.
Right. So will, as a kind of, I don't know, a subscriber to Morrow, would I have an app on my phone that would be telling me what to
Yes.
do every day?
Yes. So we'll definitely you have access to our app, an AI enabled one, and we definitely encourage all users to use it regularly, so that you can actually help you to manage your daily decision. So if you read some research, your daily decision just on food alone is about 200 decisions on a daily basis. Well, what to eat, what time to eat, whether I should eat this or not, etc., and where to find them. Those already just on food alone is a good 200 decision. Just imagine that if your AI can help you elevate some of these and making these decisions easier for you, finding the right food for you easier, that I think will be very useful for the individuals.
Yes, I think so too. Okay, so looking to the future, what do you see? How do you see longevity, especially in Asia, like going forward? And what do you see as the most? Well, I think we talked about it. It's like these 9 years, but apart from that, what do you see as the most important issues that we need to address?
I think is going to be down to the lifestyle change I mentioned earlier.
Mm.
So and people need to recognize that it is not a magic pill that is going to be the answer. It is the consistency of your daily action is going to make the real change. It can come slow. The change may be slow, may take months to see some results. And but I would encourage everyone to start somewhere, start small, despite the result may be slow. But look at your own data to see whether it is trending towards what you are envisioning for yourself, and you can continue to make that decision on a daily basis. So that's the beauty of it. I think the real change come in is something that you incorporate into your routine. It's not something that you feel that you are, oh, I'm trying to restrict myself for certain things that I like, for example, that you feel very painful and you won't last long. So a lot of people make, let's say, New Year resolution. January, everyone are in the gym, for example. You suddenly see the gym very full. But come February, the gym go back to normal days. So a lot of these changes doesn't stick. But I think it is don't try to jump from 0 to 1, but we making that small steps and building that foundation on a daily basis is the key to longevity and living healthily.
It is. So you have so Morrow is not open yet, but you have a number of organizations which are kind of looking at Healthspan. Um, do you see when do you see people start thinking about it? Is it like when they get to 40, when they get to 50? Do you get any younger people who are thinking about it?
Yes, actually, if you if you look at the research out there today, actually the younger ones are the one that wanting to live a healthier life, because I think they have seen the older generation, either like myself used to be a workaholic, or someone who have been drinking, smoking in the older eras. That is pretty much the norm for many countries. So, but nowadays, people are looking at a more healthy lifestyle. They're drinking less, cigarette almost nowhere to be found. Alcohol consumption dropped globally. All the alcohol companies are actually starting a version of alcohol-free version, and that particular category, let's say in beer, your alcohol-free beer is now ranking number two in the range of different type of beer that you can buy uh, in the market. So that alcohol-free version or alcohol-free beverages is actually on the rise, and a lot are being fueled by the younger generation as well. And if you talk about exercise, then you see a lot of younger generation are in the gym or in yoga studio or run clubs or cycling club somewhere. It is not just that you have to reach certain age whereby you start worrying about health issue, but I think the good thing is the younger ones are also pretty much in lines with a healthy living now, which is what is very important is you have to start as early as possible. Uh, it's almost like your bank account. You every day put in some money in your bank account, you collect some interest. But if you every day you're taking out from the bank, you probably won't see much in the bank account. So that's similar to Healthspan in that sense. If we are putting in positive impact on a daily basis versus the negative ones, we'll see that bank account in Healthspan is going to grow over time.
It is. Okay, Alan, is there anything that that we haven't discussed that you think that you would like to talk about?
No, I think we cover quite a lot. So probably the last thing I want to highlight is literally real change is come from individuals. Don't look for the shortcut. Look for something that you can sustain, and something that you can keep it with you all the way till you grow old.
Absolutely. Yes, the best diet is the one that you can stick to. So if people want to find more information about yourself or your companies, where can they go to?
Myself, you can go to LinkedIn. You can follow me on LinkedIn. I'm relatively active there, so you can see what I'm up to there. And then, of course, for our portfolio companies, you can search online. There's different website for each of the individual company. They have their social media handles and account as well. So keep a lookout.
Okay, excellent. I'll put the links into the description. So, Alan, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much.